All right, everybody, welcome to the Sports Jive podcast brought to you by the Fresh Jive podcast. I'm joined with a new panelist and somebody I've been really excited to join us on the podcast, Mr. Asif Qureshi. Asif, welcome.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Another guest panelist joining us, Mr. Ahmad Doggy Dog is back. Ahmadski, welcome back.
Wait, that's Ahmad? I thought it was Mr. Capone over here.
There's a few topics I want to touch on in terms of like trades and free agent acquisitions. There's this trade rumor for Austin Reaves, right? Going to the Clippers. Have you seen that?
I think I've heard something about it.
Yeah.
But who did the Clippers give up?
So Zubac. And how crazy is that to think Lakers originally had Zubac, right?
Man.
Because so this is what the thing is, and this is not just me. Everybody knows I'm a diehard Laker fan and Clipper fan, right? So this is not just me, adding like little salt on everything, This article came out today and I was just reading about it because I was like, what the heck? How are the Clippers even there? There's this sporting book that has the Clippers as the highest chance of signing or trading for Austin Reaves, which I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah.
And Zubac would be the centered piece around that because I guess what the Lakers have been promoting out there or getting the word out is they're looking for a center. And their trade chip is Austin Reaves, and it makes sense because now with Luka there, that really diminishes his role somewhat.
Granted, I guess expendable.
And I personally don't agree with that.
Yeah, it's like not apples. It's like different.
No, because the thing is, Lakers want a big man.
Exactly.
Right?
But he's such a great player. Why would they get rid of their big player?
No, but Zubac is a great player too. So
I'm talking about Zubac. I'm not talking about. I love Austin Reaves.
Oh no, that's why I'm thinking the Clippers don't trade away.
Yeah, especially I'm talking about Zubac.
Yeah,
I'm not talking about Reaves.
I don't think they need Austin Reaves type player.
Exactly, because they have Kawhi and they have George.
That's why.
Not George. Who else do they have?
They have Kawhi and Harden.
Yeah. Well, Reaves is a perfect asset to that too, but you still need that big guy.
And let me tell you, that's why when I saw that the Clippers were rated as the highest possible landing spot, I was like, what the heck? Yeah. Because one, if you guys watch the Clippers series and the Nuggets, Zubac did a great job on the Joker, right? They matched up minutes wise, and again, the Joker is a phenomenal player, and you're not ever going to contain him and limit him to under the single digits. But Zubac played him so amazing, It was a lot of the other players like Aaron Gordon that really hurt the Clippers, And Jamal Murray, I cannot stand Jamal Murray. Let me tell you that. I cannot stand him. You know why. Yes, 100% you know why.
Why?
Lonzo Ball, that's why. Yeah, 100%. He disrespected Lonzo Ball a long time when Lonzo Ball was on the Lakers. And it was just
the end of the game too.
It was the end of the game and Jamal Murray, he throws the ball in front of him and ball
trying to play with him.
And Ball's walking off the court and just kind of kind of show him up, and then it was kind of a little bit of a scruffle, people pushed him and did all this thing, and I just ever since that moment I could not stand Jamal Murray. And then there was something and recently against the Clippers, I think it was when he did that to Norman Powell. He picked him up, right? And then he was all saying too small. I kept on saying, I cannot stand Jamar. And let me tell you, have you guys seen Norman Powell in person? He is not a small guy in any way, shape, or form, right? He's 6'4", big dog, right? And he's not a small guy. Anybody who... nobody's expecting to get picked up, right? If you're playing basketball and somebody just comes in and lowers your shoulder and lifts you up, of course you're gonna get picked up. No, anybody can get picked up, right? And then Jamal Murray's trying to act out he's too small. He was making that making all these gestures, and I was just I cannot stand Jamal Murray.
I can't stand Jamal Murray against the Lakers because he's a Laker killer.
100%.
And I guess now with the Clippers.
Okay, let me ask you this: who's the better player right now? Right now, LeBron or Austin Reaves? Who would you rather have on your team right now?
I'd rather have Austin Reaves on.
Over LeBron James?
I think there's a lot that comes with LeBron.
Yeah.
I don't think I don't think he really cares if he moves further in playoffs. His legacy is cemented.
Oh, 100%.
His legacy is cemented, but I don't think he really cares about moving much further in playoffs. I think he would love to have another championship, but the way he said it, I think he just wants to go home and rest, or he just wants to go home and spend time with his family.
But that's crazy.
He wants to watch his son play. Which I don't blame the guy.
But forget all of his numbers wise. He's putting up better numbers than Austin Reaves. Yeah. He's still a 6'8", 6'9" beast of a player.
Yeah.
It's like he's still taking it straight to the rim on some young guys, you know?
I mean, the first time, I don't think neither LeBron. I think LeBron had one, I think, great game where he hit those like 3 or 4 threes or whatever in that one third quarter or something. But I don't think neither LeBron or Austin Reaves had a great series. They said Austin Reaves had like a little, what's it called, big toe injury. But no excuse though.
Yeah, and Austin Reaves,
he's a great player. He's on a great contract.
Yeah,
great contract. I mean, I think like 10 or 15 million a year, which is amazing for the type of numbers he puts out.
Yeah, but picking Austin Reaves over LeBron James.
Think about years of LeBron. Can you have? We're not talking about LeBron from like
100%.
We're talking about LeBron
right now.
40,
oldest
41
player in
or
the
whatever
league,
it is.
oldest player in the league, LeBron James, 23 in the league, which is insane. But he's still, man. Okay, I honestly think he's still a top 10 player in the league. Maybe top 15, but still top 10.
15, yeah,
I think
there.
He's. Even if we say top 15,
it's amazing.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
You know,
and Reaves is like top 50. I would say.
Yeah, to Austin Reaves is he's probably top 50, maybe 70, right? And that's why I'm like, hey, I keep LeBron.
Honestly, I'm just really high on Austin Reaves.
And don't get me wrong, I'm super high on Austin.
The way
Reaves.
he is, like, he's not athletic. He's not the quickest player.
No, but he's crafty. He's crafty. He's got a shot. I think he's a great player. That's why and that's why he's going to be such a good trade chip.
Yeah. No, he really is. But I mean, it's just Lakers found him undrafted.
What about this?
You'd love to see him just continue on as a Laker, but I mean, of course, if you get better,
What about this?
Trade, I guess.
Trade Luka and Austin Reaves for Anthony Davis and Cooper Flag.
Ooh.
Do you do that?
I don't think we want Anthony Davis back. I think a lot of players love Anthony Davis, but I think anytime he just falls, is like, oh man, is this season any injury?
I know.
I think we've all felt that.
And
the
Dallas,
past few seasons, and
Dallas got to witness it on game one of his poor guy, man.
Got glass bones.
No, and the thing is, honestly though, I love Anthony Davis.
Yeah,
He when he was, especially with the Pelicans, I thought he was such a beast. I was like, for the size he is, like whenever he shot this mid range, even like a deep 2, it was like automatic. I was like, this guy's amazing, and also he's such a great defender too. I hated how he said that he didn't want to play center. I didn't understand that for the longest time.
It made no sense.
Because then if you play center, how devastating is that lineup? That's like a fast, quick, young lineup. And the fact that he wanted another slower player out there, didn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
And I felt like that kind of like, granted, we won the championship 2020, so, we can't have that much criticism about it. But, all right, next question. Where should I was
gonna say, by the way, the Zubac thing, going back to it, I don't know what Magic Johnson was thinking when we traded Zubac, because Zubac was still playing fairly decent as a rookie or second year player in the
100%.
The minutes he was putting, even Ron Artest said, this guy, Ron Artest was on the team. I think he was like a backup.
Yep, I remember.
But he came out and said, like, Zubac is an amazing center. He's like the next great big that the Lakers have.
100. And the crazy, Asif, you, me, and Ali talk about this
Magic
all
Johnson,
the time.
Man. I don't know what this guy's thinking, but
I think every Laker fan out there was like, what in the world? Yeah. What were you doing?
We got Mike Muscala.
I know.
He's not in the NBA anymore. I think after the Lakers, he played maybe one more season, and he was out of the NBA.
And just for people who don't know, Zubac just had a career year, averaging his highest points, rebounds, assists, blocks. He was in the conversation for Defensive Player of the Year.
And Most Improved.
Most Improved, yes. Yeah, that's right. He was a finalist for Most Improved. And, man, he had a great year. And the crazy part, too, is I remember after the trade, the Lakers had DeMarcus Cousins, Dwight Howard, JaVale McGee, and I think that was the three. And with that, those are big names. Granted, it was towards the end of a few of their careers. Yeah. With those big names, everybody was still saying, "Man, we wish we had Zubac still." And we talk about this all the time. That was a disaster of a trade. And on top of that, and again, this is now from a Laker fan perspective. Why would you trade him to the Clippers? Why? And now from a Clippers fan perspective,
was that the first trade Lakers and Clippers did? I feel like it
Yes, I
Could have
think,
been.
because a lot of times free agency players will go between the two teams.
Yeah.
I don't remember a Lakers and Clippers trade partner. Maybe I don't remember them ever doing a trade, and I could be wrong, but like nothing major. And maybe they've done a second round pick for cash or something like that. Like something that was minor, like maybe free up cash or like salary cap or whatever. Something that didn't really move the needle, right? But I don't remember a trade like this between the two teams ever. Granted, a lot of Clipper players become Laker players, former Laker players become Clipper players. I think it's just a matter of, hey, they live in Los Angeles. Hey, they have, exactly. Yeah. I think that's happened a lot over the years, right? But never a trade like this, and never an up and coming young talent. And that goes back to kind of what we were saying. They give up on players
So quick,
so fast, and it's crazy to see. And like Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball. I like that team. Basically the team before LeBron came in.
Well, even with LeBron's first year, we were having one of the best seasons, and LeBron goes out.
So I mean,
we were number one team. I think he got injured against the Warriors Christmas Day or something, and it just went downhill from there. But we were a fun, exciting team. Like Josh Hart was on the team.
And let me tell you though, yes, I agree with that. But I also think had LeBron not come to the team, we would have seen Lonzo, because the ball goes in his hands. Lonzo Ball was running the show. LeBron and granted, LeBron's a generational talent, obviously, right? Argument for top 5 player of all time, top 3 player of all time, behind Kobe and whoever number 2 is, and maybe he's number 2. Kobe's better than LeBron, I'll say that. But regardless, LeBron's in the conversation for greatest of all time. So of course, when he joins the team, the dynamic shifts. Now I'm just looking at the team before LeBron joined. That was a young team. Granted, they weren't going to win that much early on, but that's okay, right? Because what do we have? We had Jordan Clarkson, Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, Julius Randle, D'Angelo Russell. I remember, I think they traded him,
Lopez,
but and Brook Lopez,
he had his best seasons right after that.
Yes,
trade.
I know Brook Lopez is like a stretched big man.
I know Lakers didn't re-sign him, and then he goes to Milwaukee. Just has a
amazing resurgent career. Yep. No, but the thing is, and I remember D'Angelo Russell, he was saying, hey, him and Lonzo could work together, and I wish they gave that a chance, right? But Josh Hart off the bench, they had so many great pieces. But the thing is, and let me tell you, they had Luke Walton as a coach, and he was a young coach. I thought he was a perfect coach for that young team, not a perfect coach for a LeBron team, right? Because he's a young coach, needed experience, this and that. He would have been. I thought that foundation was there, right? And I was big on Luke Walton. I thought that was such a great coach signing because he was kind of like that Phil Jackson era player, and he brings that youth, I thought he was such. I love that team, and let me tell you, the old Laker team of Eddie Jones, Van Exel, Cedric Ceballos, they didn't win that many games, but for me, that was one of my favorite teams. You were a little too young for that team, but that was before Kobe, before Shaq, right? That was one of my favorite teams. But the thing is, they didn't win that many games, but they were a young, exciting team, So that's why, they didn't remind me so much of them, but that's the feeling I had watching that team. I was like, hey, cool. We're past the Kobe time where, this is like that transition period, So I was really looking forward to them, like seeing what they could do, Obviously, LeBron comes in, everything got screwed up, He needs to win now because, obviously he's making a legacy. They traded away so many pieces for Anthony Davis, and hindsight paid off. We won a championship. So I'm not going to argue that, right? I'm not going to be like, oh, bad trade. We won a championship. In my eyes, if you win a championship, it's all worth it. Granted, we mortgage our future and this and that, but who cares? You win a championship. Every team will mortgage their future if you can win a championship. If somebody said, hey, you trade away all your trade assets and all your draft picks, but you're going to win a championship in the next 2 years, you do it. So which brings me to the next conversation point. Kevin Durant. He's on. They've already made it clear he's not coming back to the Phoenix Suns. They're looking at trade partners, and they're working with Kevin Durant's team, like his people, to see which team he should go to. There's been some rumors for what team he should join. Wanted to get your perspective on who you think he should join. I'll tell you who I think. So some teams that have been rumored are the Houston Rockets, as the one team that is looking to add him, and one other team that's recently popped up are the Clippers, right? Because Clippers, and it's interesting because they're essentially going to run it back, right?
Yeah.
And man, God, let me tell you, man, Clippers, man, I honestly thought they had a shot this year.
No, they did.
If they just could get back past Denver, they had a shot. Because I mean, Kawhi finally was healthy. Harden was balling. He didn't show up the last series, Yeah. But I always thought they had it. But anyways, Kevin Durant's been rumored to there. I don't. Oh, San Antonio, was he rumored over there? I think that might have been Giannis.
Giannis is rumored over there.
Yeah. So let's talk about Kevin Durant. Where do you think he should go?
So I had OKC losing, I think, in the first round. And then I think obviously in the second round as well, I think I had them losing as well.
Man, you're against OKC.
I don't think they're battle tested.
Wait, and you're against OKC in the finals too.
But I think the East is not as strong.
So wait, real quick, just to make what you just said.
Yeah.
You voted against OKC every series, every round.
Yeah, they proved me wrong.
And
I just thought just because their age, they're just not battle tested.
Yeah,
And I mean, they proved me wrong, which is great for a team. I thought they were going to go after Kevin Durant if they obviously got in the first round, if in the second round, if they got out. I mean, they have the pieces to trade for Kevin Durant.
You're saying Kevin Durant to OKC?
If they had gotten out earlier. I think it's fine now if they get out, if it's a long series. But before I was thinking they don't have that extra piece to push them over the top. I think Jalen Williams kind of disappeared the first 6 games against Denver. And the previous series also, I don't think he was consistent. So I think they wanted a consistent closer.
Man, okay.
And I don't think they have to give up much. I mean, you have to give up one of Jalen Williams or Chet Holmgren, and then just draft picks. And they have a plethora of draft picks which they'll happily give away
Asif,
for a Kevin type.
Did you think about that? What does that do to KD's legacy? He joins the 68 win number 1 seed OKC after joining the 73 win number 1 Golden State.
At this point, I think Kevin Durant cares about that anymore because he has already done that with the Warriors.
So he does it again?
I think so. Ooh. I don't think maybe now. Obviously, I think. His Twitter's a little
but it'll be a good story going back to OKC. Yeah, I see that.
It'll be a great story.
Yeah.
I don't think his legacy is there anymore. People always think he's a top 5 player, top 10 player. But I think him jumping ship, every so often, I think he just doesn't care anymore now.
Wild prediction: KD's coming to the Clippers.
Ooh.
Right? And then crazier thing: LeBron's going to Dallas. I'm telling you.
Hey,
crazy things have happened.
Could you imagine?
I'm telling you, crazy things have happened.
LeBron to Dallas, Kyrie, AD,
Cooper Flag.
I mean, not calling it.
He can't opt out, right? I think he's a player option.
But it'd be stupid for him to opt out.
For what?
LeBron James's contract. At this age,
but listen to me, right?
Here's the thing. He does 100%.
Here's the thing. Why did LeBron come to LA for of course the Lakers and then over the lights and media brand, correct?
Yep.
And what's going on in Dallas right now? Why did Mark Cuban sell? Because it's gonna be casino, blah blah.
Yeah.
He wants in. Yeah.
Who know? I'm telling you. Getting Luka for AD and then AD is part of his management team. Paul. They had to know. But what I mean to say is, it sounds crazy, but who gets rid of Luka? AD is a great player, blah blah. But do you see the reaction? Even if he calls a shot, he's not the owner, correct?
Nico? No.
The man, whatever.
Yeah, he's GM.
He's the GM, correct?
Yeah.
you're telling me without having something amazing in place, like having to win Cooper Flag.
that deal was in place for sure. The 10th seed.
Man, I try to give the NBA the benefit of the doubt.
You believe in all of the conspiracies like aliens and
Bees could travel millions of light years away to communicate and pro Mahroze, but he doesn't believe in Adam Silver rigging the.
Okay, no. I try to get. Okay, first of all, no one said anything about probes. Okay,
subscribe to Patreon for the exclusive from Mahroze getting probed.
Okay, that's on the exclusive subscriber only. No. Okay, I want to give the NBA the benefit of the doubt. I don't think. I don't think it's going to be capable. I don't think they're going to rig the draft.
This GM would have been fired. After all the bad publicity they've got, the only way the Mavs would have been a safe face was to fire him for making a mistake. Mm-hmm. Why did it not happen? Because this wasn't planned out.
I give Nico the benefit of the doubt. I don't think it came from Nico. I think he just he has a word to the ownership like, hey, this is
the situation,
or actually the ownership of Mavericks.
Yep.
Hey, we want to shop Luka. Who can we get for him? And it was quietly done behind doors.
Yeah.
But I think it came from the ownership of the Mavs.
Yeah, because
and Nico's the scapegoat in this.
Exactly. That's the thing. He's a scapegoat. You don't a trade like this doesn't happen without ownership. Yeah. Right? And the thing is,
he's a big enough guy. No.
The thing is,
if there's one thing,
franchise player Luka is
he's the next top Nike employee, correct? Am I wrong?
Nico, you're talking about?
Yes.
He was former. Yeah.
Under Kobe.
Exactly. What was his role? Managing the top. You don't disrespect someone of his stature, right? Without having a game plan of how to make him look better after this. What I mean to say, if Laker does come, you guys owe me dinner at Nobu.
No. But the thing is, the Luka trade, the justifications for it, they were like, hey, they're not ready to pay him $330 million over 5 years. That's a fat contract. A
generational star.
100% agree.
It doesn't matter. I'm telling you, it doesn't
generational star, but it does limit your future.
Yep.
What piece can you realistically put around him? It's tough.
I totally agree.
I get it to where they're coming from, but Luka's a top 10 player in the NBA.
Look, all I know is they're gonna get LeBron and hopefully Bronny because he's the main star of Lakers. And then when is his son coming in?
He's just starting in University of Arizona. But you're talking about Bryce. You're talking about Bryce.
Yes, Bryce. So
he's just going to college now.
Oh, so he's eligible next year.
1 year, yeah. There's a meme.
Monte, if he comes too, you guys owe me dinner in Monte Carlo.
We're going. Don't worry. No, there's a funny meme. With Nico Harrison as Doctor Strange, right? You know, like in the Marvel Avengers, where he goes through every scenario and he realizes the only scenario that they get Cooper Flag is by trading Luka away. That cracks me up. But there was a stat I was reading. Getting the number 1 draft pick, Cooper Flag, it added $500 billion of value to your team, right?
Wait, no.
500 million. I'm sorry, not 5 million. Yeah.
Teams only sold for like
million. I know, not 500. I'm sorry. It was 500 million.
Yeah,
right.
That makes sense.
It was like $500 million.
Yep, exactly.
To just ticket sales, all of that. But
he's a star already.
He's a generational talent. I mean, him playing with Team USA.
Yep. And taking it to
high school.
Yeah.
Like before he started his Duke season, he was killing it, and he was doing just fine against
100%.
Anthony Davis.
He's Coach K approved.
Yep.
Wait, right? He was on it.
No, Coach K retired.
Yeah. So whoever's that. So
yeah.
Who was the new coach of Duke?
He's a former player, Shire, something like that.
No idea.
He's a former player. He was a former Duke player. I remember seeing him, but he's their coach. Nice. But he's a solid player. But now back to KD. Yeah. There's a lot of. So you said he's coming to the Clippers.
Yeah.
By the way, I was mentioning that before you came. I was like, "Hey, KD might come to the Clippers."
But who would they trade for?
No.
He's not a free agent.
He's not a free agent.
You had to trade pieces away, and do people really value Kawhi in a trade?
The trade, Norman Powell.
But before that, you guys think there's any possible? I don't think so. For the Suns to get rid of Booker.
No.
I think they committed on that he's the keeper.
They're keeping Booker. So this
and then who's the other? So it's Durant, and then it's the other top guy.
Beal.
Yeah, Beal.
Yeah.
I think he's untradeable, by the way.
He's untradeable.
So he has a no trade clause.
Oh, okay.
And then,
but
he could approve it. Yeah, he could approve
trade.
it.
Yeah, and I think he'll approve it if they go to a contender or that. Because I mean, why would he want to stick to a rebuild?
Exactly.
You know. Yeah. But the thing is, this was one trade that I saw proposed. Norman Powell and Jordan Miller, right? Jordan Miller, he's a kind of a second year player with the Clippers.
Okay.
He's not bad at all. Jordan Miller, he's not. Don't get me wrong. He's not anywhere near the top players.
Yeah.
But the thing is, Clippers don't play their rookies, right? Yeah. They played him early on in the year.
Did they have draft picks to attach? I know they gave up everything
they
don't Paul George at the time.
I know. They have one draft pick in like 2031.
Yeah. So I don't see.
Can Durant go back to the Warriors?
No. Again, he's not a free agent. It has to be a trade.
No, trade. Of course,
he technically could. I think they have the draft pieces.
Yeah, but obviously Phoenix is going to try to get what they can.
Yeah.
Of course,
right?
but I think Herschel wants to make a push with Curry.
They're just not going to give him away too.
Yeah.
No. The thing is, I feel like Curry wants to make one final push with Curry, which he has to.
And but I mean, I think and
it's been proven.
I think with the Warriors though, when they got Butler, they've extended their window for their playoff run.
Get Durant in there and kick out a Draymond.
Ooh, I honestly Draymond,
because Butler plays very similar role.
By the way, if I'm KD, I'm saying that same thing just to stick it to Draymond, especially after that whole thing.
I'm only coming back if Draymond's on.
Yes, yeah. He was like, trade me for Draymond.
Butler replaces the toughness, the aggressiveness, and he can score.
And Draymond doesn't do a freaking thing, man. No, and by the way, since we're on the Warriors, right? How crazy is it that Kuminga was benched in that playoff series? Like he didn't play anything.
Whom?
Yeah.
And he was Jonathan Kuminga.
Oh, okay.
He was such a big part of their team throughout the season, and he was putting up good numbers. Yeah. And then I read an article. Did you know about why they did it?
Because Steph was already down there with one
contract.
No. Let me tell you. I just read an article. It came out literally 3 days ago. Why he was benched. They said that one of towards the last, it was the last game against the Spurs, I think, right? He was on the floor. He waved off Steph. And just to create his own shot.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
So and then Kerr was livid with him for doing that. And because he was living with him, and he got DNPs the next whole week in the first round of the series. Yeah. He stopped playing. It was because they pinpointed it to that moment right there. Wow, they saw that he waved Steph off and jacked up like a bad shot, missed it, whatever, and they ended up losing that game, right? And he got DNPs after that, and he only played this last series because Curry was out, and he had nowhere else to go, and he played good.
He played great.
Yeah, and then people were like, "Why didn't he play that whole time?" And then this article came out was because of that. Yeah. So he could be a trade piece for Durant. Think about that, because Kuminga played really good.
Yeah,
you know. So he's like a small forward type.
I actually talked to Kuminga middle of the season. I bought his.
I saw that.
X. Yeah. So I bought him mid-season, and we're talking about this whole season.
Yeah.
Super excited. I think at that time he was in a roll. Starting.
He was playing really well. I remember when you posted that video. Yeah. That's when he was really high too. He was playing really good. High. Yeah.
So he was super excited for the season, and then for him to I was just a fan of his after that. He was so nice to sell his car to us. Yeah. Went to his game against the Clippers, and he brought me and my son on the floor.
Amazing.
Super nice guy. So I'm a fan of his.
Yeah.
Forever now, I guess.
Yeah.
So for him to see him not play in the playoffs, I was like, man, this guy's really good, and how he's not playing. They were so high on him.
Yep.
They were saying he's going to be traded for a top talent Durant or whatever, and then for him not to play the whole first round, it was.
Didn't make sense.
What is Steve Kerr thinking?
Yeah. So it just that article just came out. That was the reason why, and that's crazy, man. Because he's a good player. Why would you? But the other part of it though, his role changed. This is what the article's saying. Yeah. When they got Butler, also his role changed, right? And they didn't have that. They didn't have that need for him because Butler came into the lineup, But there was those the whole things were unfolding. But yeah, Durant. Asif, where do you think he's going? Because Houston Rockets have been a big talk about that.
I think it's the Rockets.
Yeah,
everything's the Rockets. As you saw in the playoffs, Jalen Green kind of like
disappeared. Yep. Yeah.
So I mean, Jalen Green's a great starting piece for the Suns, and then they have plenty of talent like Terry Easton and a bunch of draft picks too. So I think Rockets they're definitely a team to go after him.
So now that we're on the Rockets, other rumor is Giannis to the Rockets for a trade for Sengun. How do you say his name?
Alperen Sengun.
Alperen Sengun. Yeah. Do you do that trade? Alperen Sengun for Giannis.
Yes.
Some people are arguing against it because they're saying Alperen Sengun is like a Joker light.
Yeah.
Like he's literally the skill set of the Joker, and he's young.
Yeah. So I think on your last Fresh Jive Sports podcast, you guys mentioned the number one players, and Giannis is right there.
Yeah, 100%. Yes. Yeah.
So without a doubt, like
you do that trade.
Not even finish the sentence. I was like, yes, let's do it.
Yeah.
Like Giannis is like again generation talent.
100%.
Two dribbles from half court.
I think he's better, the ball. More valuable than Luka. Right? Matsky? Giannis.
Of course.
You do that trade?
Yeah. Oh, no, I wouldn't.
You wouldn't do that, Alperen Sengun?
Oh, sorry. If I'm the Rockets?
If
I'm the Rockets, I would like Giannis, yes.
Yes. Yeah, you want Giannis.
Yeah, I believe Giannis is a better player.
Yeah. But at the same point, how far did the Milwaukee Bucks get with Giannis? They didn't do too well.
I mean, wasn't he like kind of injured this year?
Damian Lillard out.
Yeah.
He needs to be out for the most of next season.
But
I think it's time to kind of blow it up a little bit. Like, get as much talent back, draft picks.
Lillard just got there, man. He's Muslim. We need him to get one.
Lillard, he's out with a torn ACL or Achilles.
Oh, I don't know, but
I think it's Achilles. But anyways, it's 8 months. At least 8 months.
Giannis goes to the Celtics. Called it.
Ooh.
Hey, Celtics are blowing up too.
No, we're about to talk about the Celtics now too. No,
I mean, well, either way, each team is gonna throw some pieces off.
Okay.
They're gonna end up with exactly. Like either it's gonna be Tatum or Brown.
Let's stick with the Giannis first. Other rumored team for Giannis is the San Antonio Spurs.
Oh yeah, I love that team.
They
have Fox as well now.
They have De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah,
they have the Rookie of the Year, Castle.
Yep.
They have Wemby. And throw Giannis in at the power forward spot. What a team.
Yeah. It just worked out that they got the number 2 pick.
And they have the number 2 pick.
Yeah.
So I think they trade the number 2 pick for Giannis.
And probably the rookie.
I mean, if they can get away with keeping their rookie, because you want to have some surrounding pieces, right?
But you're getting a proven talent in Giannis.
And it's like,
this
is like, dude.
So you're saying the number 2 pick and Castle.
And you probably have to add another pick or 2 in there.
Salaries.
But how scary is how tall Giannis is and Wemby?
That's a lineup.
Not only offensive, defense.
That's a lineup.
I mean, you need 5 Currys to beat that team.
It's going to look real scary next season.
But the West is going to be loaded. The other thing. Okay, so now
if they match Wemby with someone like him, dude,
Giannis and have CP3 come off the bench.
Fox has to start. Dude,
how
fast he is! like I'm telling you, I love out of all the team. Out of the players on that, I love Fox the most. Yeah,
Fox, man. So now you
shout out Imran Monkey.
Yeah, I know. But the poor Sacramento Kings, man. No, Matsky, you brought up the Boston Celtics.
Yeah.
Celtics. People are saying blowing up the team now.
Well, they're gonna keep Tatum. They'll probably get rid of Brown.
Tatum's out the whole next year. The whole next year he's out.
With his but I think if anything they'll get rid of Jason. What is Brown? What is it?
Jaylen Brown.
Jaylen Brown.
They get rid of him.
I mean,
wait. So Asif, you think they should blow up the team?
I don't think so.
So they just sold the team.
Add.
Yeah,
right.
But by the way, their salaries.
It's insane.
They're literally tied up for $500 million with like 5 players.
Yeah.
Right. Over the course of their salary.
Yeah. So they're being penalized. They don't have any of the mid-level exceptions.
Yeah. The second apron, all of that.
They can't do trade exceptions. They can't do a lot of things.
Okay, but the thing
is, won a championship.
They won a championship.
Yeah, they won a championship.
And
it was worth it for them.
And had they not maybe been injured and fallen in these injuries, they possibly could have got to the next. I mean, they're still competitive.
Yeah.
Right. So I mean, do you blow up the team?
It's a historic franchise.
Yeah.
So there's no way.
And can you afford it? He has to, historic franchise. Yeah.
So I think Porzingis is going to be the. I think they keep Jaylen Brown.
Why didn't he play? I don't know.
Injuries, you know. He got
sick right for the series.
I think he's the main X factor. He's the main X factor.
So okay, but the thing is,
they basically won about Porzingis last year. I think he barely played.
100%.
And they won it without him playing.
No, he did play last year.
He was injured, but then he came back and it was like on and off.
They were fine just without him too. So.
But okay, now let's do this though. Why not just keep the team intact? Now you have Jaylen Brown as the number one option because, like I said, I mean he's overshadowed by Tatum so much. Tatum being out, this is going to let him explode. Let him ball out. You still have Derek White, Porzingis. I mean, some of the role players were still. I mean, this gives everybody an opportunity to step up, develop. Everybody plays better. Now you bring Tatum back into the mix a year later. You guys ready? You're tested. Everyone's balling out. Why not keep it?
Yeah.
Because I mean, the NBA is tough, man. You go into your rebuild mode. You're stuck in rebuild mode for a while, and it's a gamble. You don't know.
I don't know about rebuilding. I think you just trade down salaries. You get a Porzingis.
But think about it though. How long did it take Boston to get to this point, right? Yeah. Because they fleeced New Jersey Nets for that for Paul Pierce and KG trade. Yes, they fleeced them.
I mean, basically out of that trade, they got Tatum and they got Brown.
Yep, exactly. That's literally what they got, and that's perfect. I mean, and the thing is. The draft is tough though. It's
hit or miss.
It's hit or miss. Like look at I was so perplexed when Golden State Warriors got the second draft pick after the amazing dynasty run they've had. They had one off year, second pick in the freaking draft. What the? Hey, you know what? The NBA draft is right. What am I saying? I take it all back.
Who they
got Wiseman, right? Jameson Wiseman, but it ended up him being a terrible pick, right? Because it's no guarantee, even the second pick. I mean, and the thing is. It was consensus. He was a top pick. Like everybody said, you have to draft him. They could add LaMelo, right? But I mean, there's a matter of fit.
That would be a great team. But you just never know.
You don't know how the fit works, right? Well, you already have Steph Curry. Come on, and LaMelo needs a ball in his hands to do all the things he does.
The way LaMelo plays, which I love. There's no way Steve Kerr would allow him to play like that.
I mean, Steve Kerr lets Steph Curry play like that,
But like just like you mentioned, that I forget his name. He waved off Steph. Could you imagine? Waving off?
No, exactly. A big part of it is fit.
Exactly. Like he's gonna be shooting similar shots, and then
100%. And the thing is, same thing. SGA, former Clipper, great, right? He's on the Clippers. Does he become this MVP player if he had stayed in the Clippers? I don't think so, right?
Trajectory was, I mean...
but not to this level.
I think it's sped up. It's sped up on OKC. No, because he was playing phenomenal.
100%. Because that's why I was so excited the Clippers got him. But does he become an MVP candidate? Because now what happens is they trade him to OKC. There's nobody there. He's the man at OKC. Versus over there with Kawhi. I mean Paul George. They had to trade him to get that, right? But would he have developed the same way? I don't think he would have. And especially Doc Rivers and Ty Lue, they have a history of like not playing rookies, which I can't stand. Give the rookies time to play and develop. So, but back to Jordan Miller. He's nice. He's got a big frame. I don't know exactly how tall. He's like 6'8". The time that he has played, I was like, oh, this guy's nice. He just needs playing time. Like a lot of people need an opportunity.
I think he showed enough where like. Hey, you're traded for Kevin Durant.
100%. No, but I think Norman Powell, a piece off the bench like that, he was borderline all-star this year. I think that adds to the trade value. I mean, but of course,
the Suns gave up a lot of draft picks to get
KD.
Him, a lot of draft picks to get Bradley Beal.
Yep.
So I think they're just trying to recover as much as they can.
So I think what the best trade package that the Clippers can offer is Norman Powell, Jordan Miller, and their first round pick in 2031, something like that. Like the most recent.
Move the needle for the Suns. So it's got to be definitely a couple, maybe 2-3 picks in there.
I mean exactly, but so then now going to back to Boston Celtics, Amatsky. Do you think they blow them up or keep them? As is.
No, I think they
keep it.
No, I think Jaylen Brown's leaving.
You think he's leaving?
Yeah.
So they got to. I mean, but he's signed up.
Meaning they blow it up.
Oh, they trade him.
You let Tatum rest. Let all the expenses go.
Man,
all the expensive pieces go.
Yeah.
And wait till Tatum's ready.
Then why would Tatum want to stay on a team like that?
He's hurt. He doesn't have no choice.
I mean, but then when his contract is up, he's gone.
I mean,
well, no,
he's
free
got
agent.
4 or 5 more years. I think he just signed an extension or something.
If he has enough pieces coming up, developing, why not?
I think they'll be fine in the long run. I think they're just gonna, trade a couple players away, get some, temporary relief.
Yeah, I think if anything, Jaylen Brown might go to match up with Giannis with Lillard.
To Milwaukee Bucks?
Yeah, if that could happen, that'd be awesome.
Jaylen Brown to Milwaukee. I have not. I mean, that might.
I mean, I don't know if that could happen.
No, and we forgot they have Drew Holiday. By the way, I love Drew Holiday's game. He's such a great talent too. Mm-hmm. If the Lakers could get him, Drew Holiday? Yeah, he.
I mean, do we need a Drew Holiday? I mean, he would be beneficial for sure. I mean, he'll help a lot. But I think Lakers' biggest weakness, obviously,
center. So what center did the Lakers get?
Mark Williams.
Oh man,
man, we didn't play Dalton Connect at all.
Man, you kept him. Dalton Connect, poor guy.
Yeah, man, and he was playing great too.
Oh yeah, he had I think early on in the season, what
happened to him?
I mean, but the thing is, his skill set's redundant to Austin Reaves, right? Yeah. I mean, do you play?
So we needed shooting. We need playmaking. No, not playmaking. Sorry, we needed
we need a lot of
bucket getters in the first round, and I think he was that guy to at least give him a chance, throw him out there and see what happens. We gave other players a chance. We had Maxi Kleber, in the last game that the Lakers played, they just threw him out there. He hasn't played for like 6 months, and they just threw him out there. Might as well just throw out Dalton Connect, spot minutes, see what happens. And, they didn't give him that chance.
Yeah. But the thing is, after that whole trade that went, his mental space was just gone. And poor guy, man.
I think is going to be super solid. The kid that, Maxi, is it? Lakers traded to Mavs.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
I think he's going to be super solid.
Max Christie, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be super solid.
Oh, he played really good for Dallas.
Yeah. Like little snippets, but I think he's going to be a solid player.
The only reason that trade happened is because Max Christie just came alive, and obviously the first half of the season, and I don't know if you've seen that rookie picture of him. I think they had like a rookie picture of Kobe.
Yeah. Oh yes, I've seen that picture. They look so similar. So alike, right? Yeah. Another rumor. Yeah, I just read about this. Celtics trade Jaylen Brown and Porzingis to Dallas for Cooper Flag.
No.
Wow.
No.
Do you do that?
I don't think Mavericks should do it. I think
no.
If they do another trade of that magnitude,
but Jaylen Brown,
be right.
Okay,
Dallas.
Yes, but Jaylen Brown is a top player.
Did him and Kyrie get along? They're Muslim.
They did. Yeah.
Hey, they're Muslim. They're solid. Yeah. They're solid.
No, but I mean, and Porzingis. Back to Dallas. Oh man.
Cooper Flag is
Cooper Flag is exactly what Texas needs. He's a Texas.
Okay, just say it, white guy. Yeah. No, and the thing is, regardless, white, whatever, he's a solid player. And I don't think
power forward.
Like 6'9", 6'10". I forget how big he is. He's big guy. Skills.
Solid.
He moves like a guard.
Skill set, just generational talent. I don't think you trade it. No. There's all these rumors about interesting. You cannot trade the number 1 pick. I mean, there's so much. And by the way, I don't know if you guys keep up with the WNBA.
I tried. I happened yesterday.
I tried.
Reaves and Caitlin Clark.
I tried watching.
No, they fought.
First of all, so
check it out.
But no, before that, I was like, I like Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
So I tried watching the YouTube for the recap. Like 10 seconds, I was like, oh god, what am I watching?
No. Hey,
like, watching a
no. Let me tell you, I keep up with WNBA ever since Caitlin Clark came in. But Paige what's her name? Paige Buckers.
Yeah.
Right.
She's solid.
Dallas. She's on Dallas. They had the number 1 pick in the WNBA. Dallas had number 1 pick in WNBA and number 1 pick in NBA now this year.
Oh,
right? And they drafted Paige, who's supposed to be super solid.
Yeah.
And I was like, and they got Cooper Flag. Now I was like, both number 1 picks over there. But what happened yesterday?
So I think Angel Reese caught the ball. She's going in for like an easy layup. Caitlin Clark, smart basketball play. Just go and hard foul. Yeah. Put her to the free throw line instead of easy.
Yeah, sure.
And Angel Reese got up and going after Caitlin Clark "Oh, you just like threw me down." And you watch the replay. It was literally she was going for the ball, nothing malicious at all.
By the way,
made a big deal out for that.
I cannot stand Angel Reese. Man, like there's so many like funny memes of people like just bricking over and over again just to get rebounds.
It says Angel Reese falling out, and I click it. And it's like it's watching Asif play.
Oh, jeez. Okay, Asif, actually, on the last Sports Jive podcast, me, Amatsky, and Ali were here discussing this 2-on-2 between me and Amatsky versus you and Ali. What's your opinion on that? Who wins that game?
I'm taking Ali and myself.
And why is that?
I'm not gonna sit here and say, "Oh yeah, you guys got it. You guys are the best part."
I mean,
no. I mean, one thing you know about me. I mean, I like to compete.
You're a competitor.
I'm competitive.
Yeah.
I already know.
But you gotta be self-aware as well.
Okay, so I'm not doubting your skill set.
Okay.
I'm doubting your partner's skill set.
Oh, I'm not doggy dog.
He doesn't play as often.
Okay.
But I don't think he can guard myself or Ali.
Okay.
I think it'll obviously be a tough time guarding you.
Okay.
As far as, I mean, you know, you're in the best shape of your life
right now. Let's take that point. So let's just say I guard Ali, right?
You saying Ahmad can't guard Ali?
You're telling me
that meatball Ali?
Yeah,
I'm just you guys think that Ali like back in like 2009?
No.
I think his game has changed.
100%.
Yeah, so much better.
First of all, I stopped playing 4 months ago, not 4 years ago.
No. I'll say this. Let me
see if you stop playing 4 years ago.
No. I will still guarantee you, I will block the shiznies out of Ali every layup. He's gonna try to shoot. I'll be right there. He's gonna try to run. And I'll be right there, and he's always gonna do is gonna try to pass.
No, he's still training with his kids.
No, let me tell you.
Okay, wait. Hey, where his kids? The kids' hands have come to his eyes. Like I'm taller than Ali, and they're like.
Okay, no. Let me say this. Asif, you're probably playing, or you're shooting. Let me say, at least shooting wise, you're shooting probably the best I've seen you shoot. Like you're shooting the ball amazing right now, right? Like the last 2 years actually, right? You've been shooting the ball great, right? And your game is probably at the peak right now. And same thing with Ali. Ali's probably playing the best basketball. I'm not talking about like 2009 Ali. I'm talking about current Ali. Yeah. He's probably playing some of the best basketball I've seen him play. You two are probably at your best and peak. And you guys don't stand a chance right now against us. I'm serious. Real talk, I'm telling you guys have been playing amazing. Really, right? Yeah. You had like a huge NBL performance. I think you dropped like 27, 30 points. Remember?
37
points. Yeah, I remember this game. Like this was just this past season. Right? You had such a great game. And I'm telling you, even pickup, I'll be real. I'm not
100%.
Pickup. Asif is shooting lights out these days. 100%. Like I'm like and the thing is, it's not just like it's not just shooting, but lights out.
2-on-2 is different.
No, but let me add this.
And a 5-on-5, you can be open.
Let me add
this. Have an open shot.
No, but let me just add this.
Asif, and it's not like Sharik is guarding him.
Why did poor Sharik take a shot right now? Hey, shout out Sharik. If you're watching this. No. The thing is, Asif, you're shooting with confidence now, right? I think that's a big difference too. You're shooting with like, hey, I'm gonna make it now, right? And let me tell you, maybe 6 years ago, 8 years ago, you would shoot like it didn't look the same, right? You were shooting like, hey, I'm gonna shoot a 3. But you were more of a driver, slasher, and like you would shoot your shot. You would make it here and there, but it wasn't the same level of confidence. And you're shooting with confidence, right? That's what I've noticed from you, right? You're shooting with confidence, like, hey, this is gonna go in. And it shows, right? And you're shooting amazing there right now. So I'm giving it up to you. You don't stand a chance though, though.
That being said.
Okay, let me say this.
We've been talking about this for the past like 5 years. Okay, we just need to make it happen.
No, but you guys know how many times have you texted in?
I've been ready.
Okay, who's been saying no? Every time you text.
Okay. Who's been ducking?
Okay, who has? No, you tell us.
You guys.
Your brother.
Okay, no, hang on. And let me say this. We started we've had this conversation for like 2-3 years, right?
Yeah.
Your guys' best shot. And even then was very minimal shot was 2 years ago when I was a little bit on my heavier side, right? And I'm telling you, even on my heavier side, they didn't stand a chance because now I'm just powering them down.
Now
right?
You have your left hand.
Yeah. And now I developed my left hand.
You're level 100 paladin on your left hand.
One more NBA thing. But Pelicans have a Zion Williamson dilemma. Mm-hmm. There's rumors of trading him away and just kind of doing a rebuild. The rumor is Zion to the Pistons is one thing that's being floated around. What do you do? But the thing is, what one source said, they're worried about Zion just erupting and destroying them, or like just taking over, because like he's been hampered with injuries, weight issues, different things.
Destroying the Pistons.
Just destroying. No, they're worried about him just destroying the whole league, right? Like just tearing it up, basically, like in a good way.
Good way.
Like right after they trade him, he's just gonna like erupt as like such a great player. What they expected him to be.
And I think something like that big of a deal might need for him to change it and flip that switch.
change the scenery. You may need that.
Because look, I mean, again, not that we're saying he's the next LeBron, but he was like
he was supposed to be.
He was supposed to be like the next guy, and he's like LeBron lived up to it, But he kind of like fell off that path and like weight and stuff. But dude, if he hits that switch, he could be right back. Yeah. What do we know? Maybe he's just rehabbing and getting healthy this whole time.
No, but the thing is, you're right on the money, right, Matsky? Yeah. Because after LeBron, the next guy that kind of got that bill was Zion because of all of his, what he did in high school. In high school, he was a man-child. Yeah. And what he did in college, just like that beast of a man.
Breaking out of his shoes.
And so that's why he was literally said as the next LeBron. But, injuries, this and that. And the thing is, let me tell you. Weight. Yep, that was a big thing. I think Charles Barkley on Inside, he was like, New Orleans is not the place to go for that man. All that food. And let me tell you, New Orleans has great food, all fried, heavy, all that stuff. No, but I like the Pistons, man. Yeah.
Pistons are, what they've done the past 2 seasons.
Yeah.
I think that it's pretty much been like the same team. It's just the coaching change.
Yep, yeah.
Just the whole player development too. It's just been
And Cade took the next level in his play.
I kind of wrote him off just because same thing. He had a couple of injuries the past 2 seasons, and then this year he's finally healthy, and it showed Pistons were rolling. And I had them as winners in the first round as well.
Yeah, we Asif, you go ahead.
They got robbed a couple games.
Yeah,
there was that Tim Hardaway 3.
Yep.
Away from winning that game.
Yep.
And I think there's a couple other games, or maybe one other game.
Several of those games against the Knicks went down to 3 points or less, right? We were talking about it before we started rolling the cameras about how the Pistons could have easily, not easily, it could have possibly been their series. A couple of those games could have gone either way. Yeah. And that was such a, I really like the Pistons. Cade, I'm a fan of his game, and he really took the next level this year. He was made an All-Star team. So maybe what if they add a piece like Zion, like that?
If they're buying low on him,
without giving up too much, but they're gonna have to give up something,
Yeah. You're not trying to obviously Cade's untouchable. Their big man Jalen Durant he's a solid big.
What about the other former Laker, Ingram?
Brandon Ingram. They traded him already
recently.
Yeah, recently. This past season.
I didn't even realize.
Yeah.
If you're not giving up too much for him, like any of the core pieces, sure.
Yeah, but Thompson. I think Thompson's untouchable.
I love the brothers, by the way.
Yeah,
they're nice.
Oh yeah. Do they have Eamon Thompson?
They have Osser
Thompson. So I think he stays. What about that? Jaden Ivey, is it or?
So he got injured in the season.
So maybe he's the piece that goes.
Yeah.
Because they went this far without him. But yeah, so that's going to be interesting to see how that develops.
Yeah. Excited. I think the NBA is going to be completely different next season. A lot of movement, especially with these teams, potentially, starting the rebuild with the Bucks, possibly the Celtics, and
but see, the thing is, all of the East teams look weak like crazy. They're all rebuilding or something. The West is stacked like crazy.
It's even more stacked because OKC has pieces. OKC has pieces. San Antonio has pieces.
And Dallas is going to come back with retooled.
And they were doing just fine.
Yeah,
right before Kyrie's injury.
Well, he's on Sacramento Kings.
Oh, he just got recently traded from.
He got traded there.
Oh, he's in that
they don't stand a chance, by the way. In the West,
the Kings
they don't stand a chance.
So then, do they blow up now? Sabonis, no, but they have Sabonis. They still have Sabonis, Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan.
I think they might try that. No,
man, I don't think
it's enough, especially out west. On paper they're great players, but maybe for DeRozan, Zach LaVine 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Right now, at this current state in the NBA, their age, I don't think they could do anything. By the way, I just want to touch on our 2-on-2 matchup. By the way, before I met you, I just watching you play, I thought you were one of the best South Asian, whatever, Pakistani Desi player out in Southern California.
Well, I appreciate that.
The way you just pull up like basically 1 foot in front of the half court line and just draining it. Turn up that tournament that you played at UCI.
I appreciate that. Big
phenomenal player. So
thank you.
Glad to see you're almost back to that level.
Put it up. No, I appreciate that, Baby Q. And just for people who know, I've known Baby Q for a long time. Since you were a kid, and I think we touched on. Was it the last episode? Yeah, we did. Yeah, was it? On Ali's episode. No. We talked about how we met.
Park, and how you bullied me in 2009. All of 130 pounds of me.
That's on our sister podcast, the Sports Jive podcast. We talk about that in episode 11 with Ali Q's episode. But I've seen. And Asif's a longtime friend. So
how funny is it, like knowing that, like during that situation?
Yeah.
Do you guys remember this, right?
Yeah.
You guys remember this?
Oh, you mean how Asif pushed me?
Yeah. Pushed you, for the rebound.
Yeah.
Of course, aggressive, whatever it is.
Yeah. And then I charged at him.
Obviously, I was there too.
Yeah.
But do you remember when you charged it? I was in the middle and you pushed me.
Yes. Yeah. No, I remember. So basically, what happened? Asif pushes me in my back. I turn around and see what happens. Ahmad tries to hold me back. I literally pushed Ahmad off me so I can get to Asif.
Yeah.
And think about that. And it was like this little scuffle. And fast forward, 16 years later, here we are in my garage just hanging out, doing a podcast.
But right after that, I think we continued that game. And it was pretty heated. And right after that, we're at 7-Eleven getting Slurpees.
I know exactly what it is.
And Wakas gets a call.
Yeah.
Hold on. Yes. Fast forward 30 minutes later, we're at Fescas, me and him getting a watermelon juice.
Yeah.
And he calls for Wakas.
I call Wakas, and then Wakas was talking to me about it, right? Yeah. And he was like, I was like, hey, Wakas, please tell that. I didn't even know your name.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, please tell him I'm really sorry. I shouldn't have done that. Of course, and anybody who knows me knows that's out of character for me to do that. Oh no, so Asif, so you guys were at 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
You guys were at 7-Eleven when I called Wakas, and I said, hey, Wakas, please let him know I'm really sorry.
Yeah.
So what happened in your perspective when you were at 7-Eleven?
It was weird. It was like the first time me coming out to ball at Ready Park.
Yeah.
Rizwan invited me. Wakas invited me. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll join you guys.
Yeah.
And for that to happen that day, I think honestly it was a rebound. I think I go up. I don't remember intentionally pushing you.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what I was trying to do. I think we're just going up for rebound, and maybe when my arm going up kind of bumped you out of position while you're in the air. So, and then for you to come charging me, I'm like, when? Who is this guy? Like, I thought we're all friends over here.
Aggressive.
So exactly, right? And at the time, I was fresh out of high school. Summer out of high school, I was 130 pounds.
And he had glasses.
Still wearing glasses at the time. Exactly. Yeah. No, I'm gonna send you a picture so you can show this on the Instagram. But that's exactly how it looked.
Okay, so then you're at 7-Eleven.
You're 6'3".
Oh, 5'10".
You were 6'3".
5'11" and a half.
He was in the best shape of his life at that time.
Oh my god. Okay, so you're at 7-Eleven. And then I call Wakas. And then what happened then?
I was just pissed at the time. That was messed up.
Yeah.
How can you do that? But I get a call, and Wakas, I think he answered the phone, and you were talking to me.
Yeah.
You were apologizing. I really appreciate that. Going from, in the game, it gets heated.
Yeah.
And afterwards, calling me, and that was in your mind. So I appreciate you calling me afterwards. And,
no, of course.
And we've come a long way since then.
Asif was a groomsman at my wedding. Think about that, right?
Did you call Ali try to come back you up to us?
Hey, Ali. Hey, Ali, come through. Ali's gonna use a hair cornrow. He was like, yeah, I'm on my way. No, that's right. What's it called? So you were at 7-Eleven. I remember, and I was talking to Wakas, and I just wanted to apologize to you about that. Yeah. But things happen on the court. It's heat of the moment type of thing. So obviously we've come a long way since then. Think about it. It's crazy when you're in that situation, random scuffle. Never would you imagine, and never would I imagine. 15 years, 16 years. How long has it been? 17 years later.
That's another one I just thought of.
That was a big one.
No, 17 years later, you're here at my house, in my garage. Our kids play together. It's just crazy how life works out.
We got married the same week.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 3 days later.
We planned that trip, and we pretty much planned out.
Trip
right after.
100%.
Our kids are, within like 2-3 months apart.
Exactly. So I mean, it's just funny how life works out. Like basically, don't hold grudges. Don't just keep moving forward in a positive way is the best message we can give. But we got to save this conversation for the Fresh Jive podcast when we have you on. This is the Sports Jive podcast. We're talking sports here.
But before we end, we're supposed to do the Sports Jive podcast on your birthday.
Oh yeah.
So I missed that. So here's a little belated birthday gift. For myself to you. So
thank you very much. Appreciate it. So let's take a look.
It's not sponsored. Make sure you blur that out.
It's one of the finest chocolates.
Ooh.
The finest chocolate.
And what is this called?
Ladderock.
No, appreciate it.
The only thing I don't like about them because they took over all the Godiva.
Oh, Godiva ice cream. I would love one just for that. There's one more thing in there.
Oh.
So
they're delicious, but they took over the Godiva thing. Maybe they're part of the same company, but they don't have a soft serve machine. Right.
So we're all huge Kobe fans. Mama mentality. So.
Oh, amazing. Let me see.
Make sure you get that.
Is that an extra small for his new size?
Baby Q.
May he likes to make crop tops now.
A Mamba shirt, and let me tell you, Baby Q, a gift you've given me in the past is a Mamba shirt and Mamba shorts.
Yeah.
Still have them to this day. Yeah. One of my favorite pairs of shorts, so appreciate it, big dog. Anything Mamba related, obviously everybody Mamba's greatest of all time. So appreciate it, big dog. Thank you so much. So we definitely got to have you come back onto our sister podcast, the Fresh Eye podcast. And we got to explore your life story a little bit, Asif. So we definitely got to schedule that again. But honestly, sports. I love the sports podcast. Right? It's just easy, right? We all love basketball. We all love sports.
How about hockey?
Hey, the thing is, let me tell you. I was originally going to call this basketball jive.
Yeah.
Ali was the one that said, no, call it sports jive so we could talk about other sports, right? Yeah. But Ali doesn't want to talk about any of the sports but basketball, right? Do you think Ali's going to talk about hockey? Right? Come on. Right?
You don't know about baseball. I follow up with baseball here and there.
Sure.
Shohei Ohtani, but that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I mean, no, don't get me wrong. I follow all the sports passively, like football a little bit more, baseball passively, maybe once it gets to playoffs,
MMA is big now too.
MMA, I definitely follow a lot of sports. But
right? Obviously,
so Ahmad is our official hockey correspondent, right? What's going on in the hockey playoffs, Amatsky?
I don't know. I'm joking. No, there's a game 7 today for Toronto Maple Leafs.
Toronto Maple Leafs,
right?
They lost?
I don't know.
I think so. I think
actually, personally, I'm not that big hockey fan, but of course, I need big events. I mean, like big sport, like big playoffs. Any sport, I love to watch.
Oh, so the Maple Leafs did lose today, 6-1 in Game 7. So the Panthers won that one.
I think they showed Justin Bieber at the game, so Drake posted Bieber curse. I mean, usually he's...
Drake
is known as the Drake curse, right?
It's a Drake curse, yeah.
Yeah, but Bieber was at the game, so he posted a picture of Bieber at the game saying a Bieber curse.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh wait, with sports, the Sports Jive, we also cover MMA. Amatsky, you got an update on what's going on in the jiu-jitsu world in Hawaii, actually?
I do. My brother Bilal just won his, I don't know how many competitions won, but the dopest part about it, we're going to play the clip right after this. He won this competition in less than 15 seconds.
He set the record for a submission. I think it's no gi, and he submitted the guy in under 15 seconds. And this is high level jiu-jitsu.
It's a black belt, right?
Black belt. Yeah. So he submitted another high level.
Professor.
Yeah. And man, shout out to Gracie Barra Capole. Mention the Fresh Jive podcast and receive a discount on the monthly membership on the first month. No, that's awesome, man.
Shout out to Ball, man. Wish him great success, and looks like he's doing really well out there.
Wanted to thank you guys both for coming on to the sports podcast.